fam, welcome back to the Phillip Scott Show. I am Wongel Zelalem bringing you the story. Today we're talking about Naomi Campbell. She just opened up about her experience with racism and in the modeling industry. So she said she feared to speak up back in the days because people would have stopped working with her for sure. And I understand her, to be honest with you. She was young. She said she was 17, 18. At that point, she was the first, I believe, to be on the French Vogue magazine as a black person with her complexion. So that was a big deal for her, and for her to be the only one in that position to be able to say something scared her. I know a lot of people might say, how can she be quiet then and now she's speaking up because everybody's talking about it? I don't think it's fair to say that because she's an OG. She was a supermodel back in the days. Like, when we're speaking about these things, can we pause and think what we would have done if it was us? Can we try and think more about it? Would we have done the same thing? She's young, very young, 17, 18. She was in her late teenage years. And what kind of teenager has the guts to speak up to older people that are around them? And plus, they're giving a platform they've never given to any black girl. So she felt like she had a lot to take on. She has to represent her community the best way she can. She didn't want to lose her job. That's her livelihood. How is it so hard for you to understand that? Like, I understand the right thing to do might have been to speak up, but she also opened a lot of doors for a lot of young girls. Tyra Banks came up after her, and she said that she was her inspiration. A lot of black girls came to this space right now because of her and Iman and all those girls that were before them. So I don't agree with the notion of, if it was me, I would have done this. She's a hypocrite for not doing anything then and now talking about it when everybody's talking about it. I just don't look at it that way. I try to think about the scenario, the context that she was living in. So for me, to be honest, like, I understand her. I get why she didn't feel comfortable to say that. But what we can acknowledge is the fact that she opened doors for all these people, So I respect her for that, and I appreciate what she did for the community. Even though between Tyra Banks and her, there was this thing, if you remember, Tyra claims that Naomi Campbell treated her like she was her rival, didn't treat her well. But Naomi says that she does not recall that happening. But that's a different situation, and it's between those ladies. If she actually did that, that's not a good thing to do, to be honest. But they also talked about it in depth, and it is because the industry was pinning them against each other because they're the two black supermodels back then. Now thankfully there's a lot more supermodels than two, but you see, they tell Naomi Campbell that Tyra's coming for your throne, and they tell Tyra that you should be careful, she doesn't like you. Anyways, they just made them not like each other, and that didn't turn out well. But after years they made up, and all is well right now. But she was the first, so she really had to go through quite a lot racism, and she just couldn't speak up about it. As I said, she was young and she didn't have the courage. Fortunately, she has the courage now. She's talking about it, and if there is, which they tell us that there's still some racism in that industry, hopefully she can now use her voice, since she's courageous now, she's old enough, and she has her bag, and she has not a lot to lose, right? She doesn't have a lot to lose because it's Naomi Campbell. Who can cancel her? At least you can respect her for her past, even though you don't appreciate what she did, right? So with all that being said, hopefully she can use her voice now to help the girls that are in the industry right now to get a fair, payment, to be treated the same way, to get the same chance, to get the same brand deals, to get the same, cover, So that's what she can do for the community right now, and hopefully she is doing that, and I believe she is. Anyways, guys, do let us know down below what your thoughts are about Naomi Campbell coming clean and saying that she just couldn't speak up because she was afraid that something will happen to her. I am Wongel Zelalem bringing you the story. I will see you on the next one. Bye.